Plaid friends, welcome back to the www Plaid Avenger Popcom, where we just don't want to hear the damn news. We want to understand the damn international news. And holy holies, everybody's been firing down on the Plaid Avenger saying, holy shit, dude, you see what's going on in Ecuador? There's like a coup attempt. There's an uprising from the police and the military who are attacking the president. Holy crap, the country's gonna go down in flames. Ha ha ha. But it didn't. It's a fascinating story though, and yes, I flew straight into Quito to find out what's going on. Let's entitle this one, Crazed Cops Cause Chaos for Correa. All right, really? Crazed cops and Correa? What? Who are these people? Yes, this uprising was sparked by the police force of Ecuador, and it caused chaos for one President Rafael Correa, president of Ecuador. So very quickly, what the hell happened? I mean, it happened so fast, everybody's like, holy shit! I mean, it's just like the drop of a hat, things just went up in smoke and all hell broke out. Here's what happened very quickly. Ecuadorian President Rafael Correa had enacted a government policy that was going to affect the retirement benefits and pensions of the police force and the military of Ecuador. And this was causing a lot of consternation. A bunch of people got pissed off. As you might imagine, there was some pissed off policemen and military folks. And so they were agitated and people were complaining, and they called a general strike. So the cops just went on strike yesterday in Ecuador. What fun times that is whenever there's no police working one day in an entire country. So to approach the situation and try to solve it, this guy, President Rafael Correa, goes straight into the lion's den and goes into a big police precinct to talk to the policemen about what his policy was all about, what he was going to do, and why they should chill out. And then the shit hit the Ecuadorian fan. Within seconds of him arriving, there was a scuffle. It turned into a shouting match. People started pushing him around. He got knocked to the ground. Him and his security force tried to get him the hell out of there. Somebody fired a damn tear gas canister right upside his freaking head. Oh my God, Ecuadorian chaos. They get him to the local hospital, and then the police lay siege to the hospital. It's essentially a hostage situation. And holy crap, the cops are usually ones that solve hostage situations, not cause hostage situations. So the police that were on strike in Ecuador seized this hospital, had the president of the country hold up for about 12 hours until the Ecuadorian military came in and saved his ass from the police. Shots were fired between the military and police and people died. Holy crap! That's a full day of Ecuadorian politics right there, my friends. At the end of the day, President Correa got back to the presidential palace and immediately did a speech to the nation, televised, and spoke in front of a crowd of thousands and said, this was bullshit what just happened. This was a coup attempt from right-wing elements who stirred up the policemen and got them to do this stuff, and people are going to be punished. People are going to jail. My foot's going to be up somebody's ass once we get to the bottom of this, and you can't blame the guy for being pissed. Now, that's what happened. Why did it happen? Because this took everybody by surprise, even the Avenger. And I usually have my finger on the pulse of chaos. This happened because President Rafael Correa is, I won't say a lightning rod of dissent and rage, but he is a avid and self-described leftist and socialist. And he is trying to move Ecuador into more of a wealth equality, wealth dissemination, more of a socialist state. He is what we call a populist president, meaning he has promised and has been giving more social benefits, particularly to the poorer classes of Ecuador, and that makes him very popular, thus the term populist president. They're the ones who vote for him. He was democratically elected with 55 or 60 or even 65% of the vote in all the elections he's been in, so he does have support of the majority of the country. But, of course, not everybody loves him, and many people hate him. And before I go any further, I just need to shout this out to my Ecuadorian friends that are tuning in. I like this guy. I'm not going to lie about it, so you know my political opinion right up front. I think he is a very fascinating president. And whether you like him or hate him, I would think you would respect him because this dude's got balls of steel. Holy crap. Look what the guy did. He enacts a policy in his government that pisses off the policemen and the military, the people with guns in his country. And to absolve the conflict, he goes into the lion's den and faces them down. He's in a room full of people that are all armed, telling them why he's going to take their pensions away from them. I mean, crazy. And when all the scuffling broke out, here's how ballsy this guy is. He rips open his jacket and shirt to show that he's not wearing a bulletproof vest and challenges a room full of armed people. Go ahead. You want to assassinate your president? Shoot me. Do it. You can kill me right now. Woo! What world leader does that? Well, okay, there's Vladimir Putin, and Putin would win. But I mean, I think it's extremely respectable that you have somebody who's willing to stand behind his damn policies instead of hiding behind damn bodyguards secured away in palaces and never touching the people and being down there in the damn trenches fighting for what you believe in. So, like him or hate him, I got respect for this guy, and I think that maybe everybody should. Now, that's not the why it happened, though. That was my personal rant about Correa. He's enacting these policies. He has been disseminating wealth and making things more equitable socially for people. But at the same time, his country's broke. And he has really pissed off not just the conservatives and the business owners and the center-right people in Ecuador. He's really pissed off the world finance community, too. Because when he came to power, he said, look, our country's broke. They were. Our economy sucks. Part of the reason it sucks is because the government's so crooked that I'd like to wipe all these people out and start again, and he's been trying to do that. But another reason we're broke is because we owe billions of dollars in debt to the IMF and the World Bank. These are loans that were acquired by corrupt people in former governments, and here's what I'm going to do. And here's what President Rafael Correa did. He said, hey, IMF and World Bank, how about that? I ain't paying you back. Again, cojones of steel down there in Ecuador. He's basically said, nope, you lent that money to crooked-ass people. Why don't you go get it back from those crooked-ass people? The people of Ecuador ain't paying it back. We're going to use all those billions of dollars that we were ordinarily going to be paying back loans to the IMF and World Bank, and we're going to invest that in our infrastructure and invest that in our people and give out more social benefits. Wham! What about that, international banking community? This stuff is hardcore. Again, like him, hate him, he's got style. He's got originality, and he does got some cojones of steel. That has made the international community cut off all credit to Ecuador, of course, and that's perhaps one of the reasons why they're still a little bit broke right now. But Correa is dedicated to not relying on international banks, the IMF, and anybody else to secure the future economy of Ecuador. So it's an interesting take, but of course it does piss off lots of people in lots of different places. Now, that's still not saying why all these policemen were so pissed off. They got pissed off because what he's also doing at the same time is enacting austerity measures for Ecuador. Oh, I bet you remember that word from some prior Plaid cast when we were talking about Europe and Germany and maybe the UK and France enacting austerity measures, even Greece, austerity measures. And if you remember, austerity measures are when the government says, hey, we're broke. We need to start slashing the government budgets. We need to start pulling back benefits, pulling back social benefits, slashing pay raises for government employees, making the size of government smaller so we can save money. That's what austerity measures are. Of course, all of Europe is doing it. Japan's doing it. Lots of poor places in the world are all about austerity measures right now, except, of course, the United States. We don't give a shit, keep spending more. So in enacting his austerity measures, Correa said, hey, we have to make government smaller and decrease benefits, and I'm going to decrease benefits and the government in the military and police divisions. That's why the police and military were pissed off.